Hi everyone, Toasty here. Today I'll be diving into the latest isometric action roguelike to release on Steam, and that game in question is Gatekeeper. Gatekeeper is a fast-paced roguelike in which players go on a quest to find the stolen heart of the universe and shoot their way through hordes of machine enemies guarding the planetary gates. The game currently has 7 unique characters to choose from, each kitted out with their own primary and secondary attacks, a mobility skill, and a big I win button, also known as an ultimate ability. The gameplay is straightforward. You choose a character, you then spawn into the game on an alien planet and complete an objective. Those objectives could be to kill all of the available monsters, to find keys and activate monoliths, or quite simply, slay a giant boss. Upon completion of your mission, you then find a portal and escape to a new planet to complete more and more future objectives, gaining stronger in power as you play. The game ultimately ends when you reach and kill the final boss. You are then presented with the option of ending your run, reaping some items in reward to potentially then find and use in future runs. Or you can loop your run. Now, similar to the popular game Risk of Rain 2, looping a run means continuing your gameplay and fighting through the same planets that you've already conquered. However, this time you continue growing in power, trying to push your luck and find new items in the game to unlock, complete more achievements, and find new characters. The concept of Gatekeeper is extremely simple, and the success of your run depends on your own personal skill. It's a very enjoyable experience. So what does progression look like? Gatekeeper's progression is pretty easy to understand. As you play the game and complete achievements, you unlock groups of items in the game's emporium. Each group includes a handful of items that are then purchasable via in-game earned currency. These are then added into your game when playing future runs. As of right now, there are 7 unique characters in the game. 2 are unlocked by default. While selecting a character in the lobby menu, you can mouse over the locked heroes to find out exactly how to unlock them. Some unlocks are simple, while others are random events that you can find while playing the game. I've managed to personally unlock 6 out of 7 so far, and it's been fun to find them and figure out how to get them. I can also safely say that each character plays very differently, which will appeal to a wider audience of players. Finding your playstyle in this game seems very achievable. There is also a database which tracks all of the history of each gatekeeper that you've unlocked. It shows all of the monsters available in the game and what attacks or patterns that they have, and it also displays every item that you can unlock and those you have unlocked, the stats behind it. So what was my favourite part of Gatekeeper? Well, my personal favourite part of the game is playing it co-op. The game screams multiplayer, and I love how each player can bring something new and add a dynamic to a run just by choosing a class and aiming for certain items to complement their playstyle. Gatekeeper encourages synergy amongst your friendship group, and this gives a true sense of responsibility depending on how you play. I've played with one friend being a support healer, providing AoE heals on the ground for us to replenish our health to continue fighting some of the more intense levels, while other friends have played very tanky, increasing their health through items and just simply walking through hordes of enemies, taking most of the aggro and plenty of swings to the face. And now for the critiques on the game. What would I like to see added or improved in Gatekeeper? Well, first of all, the game is in early access. We see a foundational game in front of us on the day one purchase, and there's a lot that needs to be looked at. The first and most pivotal thing for me personally is the item system and how they're unlocked. Unlike games like Risk of Rain 2, in Gatekeeper, once you've completed an achievement and unlocked new items, they do not automatically get added into future runs in your game. Instead, you unlock them as a group of purchasable items, in which you need to collect in-game currency to then buy each individual item. I find this system very strange, as it takes away the sense of achievement for completing a hard challenge. So I've unlocked new stuff. Great! But then I have to find currency in the game to buy every item I've just unlocked, which... what? I don't get this system, and it seems rather bloaty as a progressive idea. I hope that Gravity Lagoon overhaul this decision completely and allow players to use items once they've unlocked the achievements. In my opinion, this whole thing needs to be reworked entirely to give players a true sense of reward. After 7 or 8 runs of the game, I hadn't seen a new item, and I was starting to question, were the item unlocks broken? It wasn't until I clicked on the Emporium and saw that I had to buy the items that I was a little bit disheartened. So I've just beat the game, and I've just got a 3% Steam achievement, but I now have to buy the items to add to future runs? This seems incredibly counterintuitive, and it confused both myself and my group that were playing at the time. The decision seems very odd for a game in which slaying hordes of enemies and bosses should feel epic, and they come with epic rewards too. But time gating it through currency and purchasing of items that I should have had because I've done the achievement? It doesn't feel good, man. Moving on, I would like to see more choices in the forges that are found in Run. Forges are a station in which you can sell the items that you've already found and gain essence. This essence is then used to craft a specifically listed item in the forge, meaning you can buff yourself with a fixed item as long as you have the essence to pay for it. The forge, however, does only offer one item, and personally I'd like to see maybe 2 or 3 items being offered, and maybe limiting how many I can purchase of those items. It would give a little bit more creative freedom to the player to build their run how they wish, because I found myself going to 90% of forges going, I don't want 2 health. I don't want 2 extra health regen. Jade, most common item in the game, change my mind. The final thing that I would like to see added to Gatekeeper over time would be alternative abilities for each playable character. Giving a small selection of abilities initially is great. However, adding future ability unlocks would bring not only more progression to the game and provide players with the opportunity to play a character with a semi-customizable loadout, but it also makes your time with the game that much more personalized. I want to play Hammerman without the cleave, maybe a column attack instead. Or maybe I can dash in a whirlwind. Like, it could be really cool and creative to see Gravity Lagoon create an alternate loadout per character. Just something to consider. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found this video useful somewhat. This was my experience with the game Gatekeeper after about 10 hours of gameplay on stream. Why not swing by and come hang out on Twitch during the week, and also consider joining my Discord. All of the links are down below in the video description. Subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you in the next video.